Hello, Kaka. Hello, O2MT.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Doing well.
Fantastic.
And you, how are you?
Not too bad, all is well. A lot of work, not so much time.
That's always the case. But you're doing a great job. It's really pleasing to see, the functionalities that are being added to TitanX Hub are just really, really, very good. So the fruits of your labor continue to be recognized and continues to add value to the community as a whole.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm definitely pushing the limits to get all the things working. But I think all in all the feedback I'm getting, it's very positive, and that motivates me as well to keep going. But nevertheless, a lot of work. But we're here to do the work, and yeah, hopefully I can bring even more functionalities in there.
Oh, that's great. Absolutely. So we'll continue. We'll continue to look forward to the evolution of TitanX Hub. But so far, so good. Mackenzie, hello. How are you? And Steve DeFi, keep building. I hope you could. I hope you could come up and provide some update on on your protocol. That would be something I think the community would appreciate.
Absolutely. For 1 second, I thought when you greeted Mackenzie, I thought she's up here as a speaker. So for 1 second, I thought, when is Mackenzie coming up and to speak?
I am sure that day would come, and I'm looking forward to it too. But in the meantime, I think Mackenzie is really providing a lot of golden nuggets, is the way I'll put it, on Twitter. So I think Twitter is just on fire for TitanX, and it's down to the contributions of our community members. So let's keep that going. Let's just keep that going. It's good. So let's give it another minute and kick off. I do recognize that it is now 5 minutes past the hour, but yeah, let's just give it one more minute and we'll kick off. Mike, how are we set on the YouTube front?
We are live on YouTube, and hi everybody on the YouTube front. Don't forget to spank that like button. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so I think we should kick off right away, and as usual, we'll kick off with the stats. Again, thanks everyone for joining, and I hope that we can have a very productive session and sharing today. But as we normally do, we'll start off with sharing the TitanX stats. We'll only focus on really TitanX protocol. As we know, within our ecosystem, we do have other protocols that are your build on TitanX protocols. We have an overview of these BOT protocols for short, and we will have a look at the contribution that these protocols as a whole are making to either burning TitanX or locking it up. And of course, we all know that helps us achieve our the overall objective, which is to push TitanX into a truly deflationary environment. Okay, So after going through the stats on a high level, just high level basis, we would then, of course, Mike will share with us the updates he's made to TitanX Hub. For those who are just joining, we had a little sort of kind of summary starting, kind of kicking off just with, well, we touched upon the work that Mike is doing. He's doing quite a lot, and so would like to get that update from Mike for the benefit of the community, and then we'll move on to our build on TitanX protocols updates. And we've got James. So James, do this here, Ali, and Steve D, definitely, as mentioned earlier. That would be great. And of course, we've got Dark, who is really, as well, doing quite a bit of work on his protocol. That's Aviator X. So I think on that note, I would say, let's just go through the stats. If I have missed anybody, of course, we would have the time to correct that. Anyway, stats. We've got 53.7 trillion liquid TitanX, and of course, this is the circulating supply. There's not much difference from what we have today compared to what we had last week. I think we will begin to see a major uptick come mid-September. And for those of us who've been here, I think we all know that September is the last remaining month with a very high level of inflation. I think October we have about 13 trillion tokens that would be due for claiming. But I think when you compare that to September, that's about half of what we're expecting in September. I think September is just between 25 to 26 trillion tokens that will be due for claiming. So long and short of it, I think this number that we see for TitanX under your liquid category, we will definitely see an uptick at some point next month. Let's look at buy and burn. So by the way, in percentage terms, we've got 32.84% liquid. And buy and burn, in numbers, we've got 64.5, I'm rounding it up, trillion buy and burn. So in effect, buy and burned. It means, of course, that these tokens have been bought and burnt, will never cease, never come back into circulation. That's long and short of it. Percentage terms, that's 39.39%. In effect, the TitanX tokens, all TitanX tokens that have been minted and claimed, 39.39% of all TitanX tokens that have been minted and claimed, I'm sorry about that, have been bought and burnt, and they will not return to the market. I think if we just got to take that into account as we approach September and October, leading into November, when we pretty much will be in the hyper deflationary environment that we mentioned earlier. I think when you take that into account, we have to say that the buy and burn has worked and worked really well. If you layer on top of that the build on TitanX protocols, I think we do have something shaping up here that would look really good come November and beyond. So I think on that note, let me just touch upon the build on TitanX protocols. In terms of percentage, we've got 7.09% build on TitanX protocols. So sorry about this, it's not 7%. For some reason, this just went on to 7%. But build on TitanX protocols would be, in terms of percent, 7.09. In terms of numbers, that is 11.6 trillion of TitanX tokens have been absorbed by your BOT protocols. Hyper on its own has got 4.81%. So 4.81% of all TitanX tokens that have ever been minted and claimed have been absorbed by TitanX the Hyper protocol. In terms of numbers, that's 7.8 trillion. Okay, so I think I want to leave it at that. We have a lot to talk about today, and this is now 13 minutes past the hour. I would like to pause there. We'll talk again on this or reference these stats as we go along and really what it means for the entire ecosystem. But for now, I'd like to pause and hand over to Mike. Okay, Mike, over to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, hi, everybody. It's Sunday again. We're live again. Plan A. This has been definitely quite a ride up to now. It's definitely something to keep this going all the weeks in and out, even at the time where there was probably not as many listeners as currently. So we can see seems like people are coming back, things are heating up, and it has been definitely a very interesting week. A lot of things are happening in the background. I'm getting more and more DMs from some of you guys and also from a lot of the builders. It seems like build on TitanX is really heating up right now. That's like my perception right now. Talking of which, this week I had Bad Spots in my YouTube channel talking about his new project Flux. I will pin the tweet with the YouTube interview. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely go ahead and listen to it. So probably like a quick summary regarding Flux. I'm not sure if Bad Spots is going to be here today. Maybe he can also give us update when launch, sir, right? But I think in short, Flux is a daily auction-based project with payout pools and a buy and burn. And regarding the daily auctions, so you participate in the daily auctions with Liquid TitanX. And once you enter the auction, you get your Flux tokens after 24 hours. So that's a bit different than, let's say, Blaze, where you get your tokens at the end of the auction. This is whenever you enter the auction in Flux, you get your tokens 24 hours later. So there's a bit of a difference there. But I think when you look in the interview, that's we're getting way more in detail than what I'm just giving you here right now. But nevertheless, regarding also the auctions, so there are daily tokens allocations, which are constant for 7-day period, and then it changes every 7 day. So it decreases every week. I don't have the percentages in my head right now, but definitely have a look at the YouTube video. And also, you can also check the white paper if you just visit titanxsub.com. It is listed there right now with all that info. And also something interesting on this project as well is the payout pools. Part of the TitanX, which the project takes in, gets distributed to the payout pools. So there is 8, 28, 88, and the 777 pool. And the 777 pool is something more interesting, so you can look that up. But definitely there is a payout pool, and you can definitely stake your Flux. And also there's a forced staking in some ways, which is something which I will not go deep into now, but you can definitely have a look. I think that's definitely interesting. And apart from that, there's also a buy and burn, and this is similar as Inferno, if I remember correctly, and the mechanics of it's very similar. And so that's part of Flux, which I had this week. Another thing which I also found, I got a DM from a project, and they would like to contribute part of the incoming funds to a marketing wallet. So I think this was mentioned last week as well. But nevertheless, this gentleman told me that maybe this would be great to also show this wallet how much funds is in there, like live on Titanic Sub. So I think this is also something which I put in the backlog as well, which I'm going to implement so that we can actually see live how much is currently sitting there for the marketing. And potentially this is something plan A we can talk about, because I think you had this was one of your initiative to get something like this going. So I think you also have a Telegram group regarding TitanX marketing. So I can definitely set up like a multi-sig wallet. Maybe some of the community members can hold the wallet, some of the keys. I mean, definitely, like you can be one. I mean, I can be one as well, and probably, I don't know, Dude or some other persons in the community can hold that wallet. And yeah, maybe this is something which you have put some thoughts already, how that can be, but that can all be discussed in the Telegram group, I guess. But I can definitely work out the multi-sig part if you guys, if that's fine for you. I can definitely contribute the technical part of the things, I guess. And potentially I'm going to be in the group as well, and some of the things can be discussed, definitely. So that was definitely one of the things which I had here in mind. And lastly, I guess this is regarding Titanic Sub. I mean, for some of you guys already have heard, I mean, the vision of Titanic Sub is essentially I want it to be the go-to place for all things Titanics. So one of the things why I also decided to add in was the portfolio page focused on build on Titanics. I mean, apart from just showing you all your Ethereum and pool chain assets, you can also see your Titanics miners, stakes, and payouts, and also for Hyper as well. But all the other projects which have like Helios, I'm working on getting that data in there as well, and also other things like Liquidity LPs. This is something which I've been working on as well. I think I tweeted something out yesterday. It is already working. There is some minor things I want to change, and there's some cache, like some technical things I need to work on essentially. But it is working already, and I'm very bullish on that. I really liked it as well. So I mean, I think one of the tweets which I saw was that I mean, most of the things I build essentially is also just for myself as well, because like I want to have one place where I can see all my stuff, right? I want to see my LPs, I want to see my liquid, I want to see my miners, hyper miners, Titanic miners, like, and everything else, right? I don't want to be jumping different websites, and yeah, so I just want to have it in one place. So that's essentially the vision, how to get that going. And I'm working hard to make that a reality. And yeah, I'm quite happy about that. And also, obviously, there's also the other part, which is the Titanic Sub Premium, which is a paid service. And this is like a different website per se, which I create an account for the people who are interested in that. And the vision here is to actually show in-depth analytics for all the build on Titanic projects. And maybe you guys already know my Dune dashboards, so you know somewhat what to expect regarding on that front. Yeah, but definitely the Titanic Sub Premium is definitely the vision is for that, showing in-depth analytics on for all the build on Titanic's project. I mean, for now I have some data obviously for Titanic's, Hyper, and Baby DragonX as well. Some of the things have been added, and this is an ongoing thing. So I am working to add more and more analytics on that. And yeah, so that's that for now. Yeah, if there's any questions or anything, let me know. I'm here, and I'll give it over then to the next person. I think James is up, right?
Very good summaries. How's everybody doing? Hope it's been a great week and a great weekend. How's my audio? I have just gotten back on the Wi-Fi, so am I clear? Am I coming through? All right. Thanks, Plan A. All right, I'm just going to keep it really quick. So with Baby DragonX, we have We've been using the DAO to vote, snapshot.org, and one of those things was to liquidate 3.7, I think it was 3.7 billion baby DragonX, all with single-sided liquidity. We did not sell into the chart. A single BDX, not a single BDX was sold into the chart. It was a lot of in and outs with LPs, but it's definitely well worth it. And the grant wallet now has a whopping $66,000 in it. That is a lot of funds in order to build several protocols, as well as even invest in another one. You know, maybe we don't build the whole thing, but we invest, and it's one that the BDX holders would vote on, of course. So we are going to be running a couple votes, couple snapshot.org DAO votes proposals over the next 6 to 8 days. So if you are not currently a baby DragonX holder, but you'd love to participate in those governance votes, just grab yourself some baby DragonX and you will be qualified at the snapshot. We always give at least 24 hours ahead of time to the snapshot. And these votes, there's going to be multiples. One will be to, should we turn on the buy and burn, which most people will probably say no. Another one will be to vote on two to three different protocols that we build. Actually, Baby DragonX team builds it. And then there'll be another vote for participating as an investor in another build on TitanX protocol, and a couple other things like that. So we don't have just the team making decisions in Baby DragonX. In our white paper called the Dragon Paper, we stated that we wanted this to be a community-run protocol as much as possible. It's not a pure DAO, but we want it to be. We want the community to weigh in, especially the holders. So that's how the voting is done. If you have any questions, we definitely urge you to come on over to the Telegram, stop in, ask your questions, ask your hard questions. We don't censor, we don't judge. We just like to have fun, and we like to make money. So thanks for the time, everyone, and I'll turn it over to the next person. I believe it might be Dude. I don't know. Is Helios up?
Yeah, I'll take the spot. Why not? Yeah, enjoying my Sunday. I hope everybody else is. I'm curious if Mike's got his steak today or not. Yeah, as far as Helios goes, mining ROI is profitable right now. We're looking at currently 127% for mining. So if you're interested, you might want to check out our website and investigate further on that. Also, we're looking at refreshing our website a little bit with make it look a little bit more pretty and some more functionality to it as we continue to build more projects on top of Helios. And then our buy and burn, we are going to have a vote on whether or not to start our buy and burn back up again soon. So keep an eye on that. We'll definitely, we're discussing in Telegram right now, but when it goes to official vote on Snapshot, we'll make a Twitter post about that as well. And then, yeah, we've got our next project, Element 280, coming out soon. It is in development right now. We're looking at getting listed on TitanX Hub as we speak. This is a NFT project that will give rewards to holders of the NFT. This project will burn TitanX and all of the ecosystem tokens along with it. So I'm super excited about that. As well as filling the Helios treasury with all of these ecosystem tokens. Helios's vision has always been to have a diversified portfolio of treasuries, all working towards supporting the Helios community. And this is, I feel like, a huge step in that direction. So I'm really excited for this next milestone that we've got. Just, you know, holding Helios would be, somewhat, being a part of all of the ecosystems. So yeah, I'm very excited. Also, shout out to Flux and Aviator X. They're both of those projects will be supporting Helios by sending a portion of the TitanX that they bring in into the Helios treasury. Love it, love it, love it. This is the type of partnerships that the TitanX ecosystem is about. We're all working together. We're all supporting each other, all with the goal of just burning TitanX and making TitanX, you know, that ultimate ERC20. Yeah, so more info next week. I just kind of want to tease it. We've got our socials working right now. We just got our Twitter. So please give us a follow and you know, join our Telegram and keep your eyes out. I'm super stoked for this next project. I think the entire community is really gonna like it. Yeah, get your liquid TitanX ready. And I know there's so many projects going on right now. Like Mike said, it seems like it is heating up. There's lots of stuff coming out, and I'm super bullish on the entire ecosystem. So yeah, I'll be around if anybody's got any questions, and yeah, have a great Sunday.
And dude, yes, I had my steak today.
It wouldn't be Sunday if you missed your steak. Although I think you did a couple weeks ago. Hey, could I add one thing? I was just reminded when Dude was talking about the socials. So some of you may have seen something called Real Baby DragonX. Like, what is this? What happened to the original Baby DragonX? Well, we had a bit of a Twitter mishap, and we've lost access to the original Baby DragonX, but there's no worry. The real Baby DragonX was just created, and we welcome everybody to join, you know, follow that one and help us amplify. We'd like to get, you know, we'd like to blow past 1,000 followers this time. I think the previous one only had 400 to 500. So please support us. Even if you don't hold the token, we appreciate you. Thanks again.
Great, thanks, James. And over to Ali, and then Steve. Now, who is that? Is that Ali?
Yeah, couldn't resist after the amazing day we had yesterday. Unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely. Well, lift the spirits up here. I didn't mean to interrupt that at all, but I knew
no, not at all. Yeah, look, first of all, all the build on Titan protocols really are starting to work together. It's you remember back the good old Richard Hart days. Listening to Richard Hart, never promoting other projects. Saying that's kind of a bad idea. And yes, there's definitely an element of that is very true. But at this stage in the life of this ecosystem, the fact that all the builders are working together is a really good sign for what's to come. Some of these new projects that are building in the background. Yes, there are many of them, but the fact that they're all kind of trying to contribute to the other projects, ban burns, all that kind of stuff going on is absolutely wonderful to see. That I've heard also about the rumblings in the background of projects contributing to that marketing wallet, and I think that's a really good idea. That's going to help the community a lot, just to get that wider reach. We've seen Eric posted a comment in one of the telegrams during the week that this new wave of protocols needs new users. So it's something for everybody to bear in mind when we're building that community. Whether that community marketing wallet could be very well contributing something to any members of the community that have ideas. Definitely step up and contribute to that as well. Okay, so where do you start with our protocols? So happy. Thanks very much to everybody that's participated in Inferno Bull meme coin minting cycles. Cycle 5 yesterday was actually, apart from the first cycle, it was the best. In fact, it actually beat the first cycle. It actually beat the first cycle. We brought in 1 trillion TitanX yesterday. It added, I think, about 375 grand of dollar value of TitanX into the buy and burn pool. I think the buy and burn for the project, a small 60 grand liquidity pool is now backed by at today's value, it's over $500,000. At one stage yesterday, that meme coin was backed by $660,000. It's absolutely insane to see. And I think the fact that, you know, we're getting closer to the end of the minting cycles, and the fact that more of the community are waking up to the potential of the meme coin, more people are participating in the mint to get their share of what will be available. I think that shows the strength of the community that's building behind the Inferno meme token, and just the memeability of the actual, you know, the Inferno Bull meme itself. Once it goes fully deflationary after the 8 mint cycles, who knows if we get the same kind of participation in the next couple of mint cycles. $500,000 at the minute, you know, it could easily end up well over $1 million behind it whenever it goes fully deflationary. Remember, all it takes is TitanX even now to do a 2x to bring it to $1 million. You know, we talk about maybe the middle of September, we start to see things picking up in the general market. TitanX popping, you know, 2, 3x would, you know, massively increase everybody's, not just Infernos, but everybody's ban burns within the ecosystem. So yeah, the Inferno Bull meme token really is heating up. As I say, we've brought in a total of over 2.5 trillion TitanX, and that's minted around 2 trillion Inferno tokens. And to this date already, almost half of that supply has been burnt. So, you know, it's going to be really exciting whenever we get to the end of the 8th mint cycle, just to see what happens. So that's why people are participating now to make sure that they get their share of the tokens that will be available. It's easier to get them now at a good value through the mint cycles than it will be if we start, you know, taking off multiple X's after the thing goes deflationary. So yes, thanks everybody again for participating in the Inferno Bull meme token. Remember as well, once, you know, Bad Sports has got Flux building, which is going to be another massive add-on to the Inferno, you know, a deflationary meme token with another protocol built on top of it. You know, we haven't seen this 90% buy and burn before. We haven't seen, you know, yes, we've probably seen fully decentralized meme tokens, no founder allocations, all that stuff I mentioned yesterday on a Twitter post that, you know, there's no founder allocations here. We're participating just like everybody else. So yeah, again, wonderful to see. And Blaze is ticking along wonderfully. I think people are sleeping a little bit on Blaze. Blaze is an absolute beast of a protocol. Hasn't got all the juicy hype and, you know, excitement in it at the minute, but it is a very, very solid project, and it will have its day as well. So people are sleeping on it at the minute. There were a few days where the auctions, there was a few days this week where the people in the auctions got a little bit of value. Usually it closes out to market value, but I think there was one day this week, 2 days, we've seen an 18% premium, and one day we've seen about a 30% premium. This is all whenever eyeballs are on other protocols. So there has been cheap Blaze available this week. Remember, Ethereum has took a dip since Blaze launched, and that no doubt affected the payout pools. But look, the 88-day pool is only a few weeks away. It's got 175 grand in it at the minute. All it needs to do, even at this minute in time, Ethereum just needs to pop, you know, 20% up, and then that thing pops up. The value in that 88-day pool alone pops up to, you know, nearly $250,000. It's not, you know, it's not going to take much for Ethereum to pump, and then people to realize that they're missing out on massive stake and rewards within the Blaze protocol as well. So keep your eyeballs on that. And once again, great job, everybody. Yeah, thrilled to be here. Thrilled at everything that's going on. We have the weekly Blaze on Tuesday night. We're gonna change it up a little bit this week. We have a builders panel on this week's the weekly Blaze. Jake will be on, Dude will be on, Rudy Kazuti will be on. There'll be multiple members of the Blaze team on, and we're going to run that for a little bit longer. Usually all of our streams are only 1 hour long. We're going to run that for, you know, we're just going to let that one ride, and, you know, try and invite maybe members of the community if they want to come on screen to ask questions. We're going to be a full AMA to all the builders that come on that panel. So that's going to be one not to miss. That was the last time we did a builders panel was our most viewed stream before. So just given, and that was whenever everything within the ecosystem was really, really quiet. So I think this Tuesday is going to be a lot of viewers, a lot of participation, and a real good opportunity for the community to come on and ask the likes of Jake face to face what he's planning, what's going on. We've seen Hydra dropped as well by Eric. Now they're starting to market Hydra. So much going on. So definitely the weekly blaze this Tuesday. It's at 9 or 10 p.m. UK time. So yeah, set your notifications in your calendars and come and add to the weekly blaze stream this Tuesday. Thanks very much for your time. And whenever we're in the open chat, feel free to come along and ask me any questions you have about anything that's going on. And yeah, woohoo!
Thanks, Ali. I know there's just so much going on in the ecosystem. Trying to squeeze it all in is a challenge, but you've done a really good job there. Okay.
Yeah, there
yeah.
really is a lot going on, and I will just go back, sorry, and reiterate the
Not a
importance
problem.
of getting new users in. All of our
Yeah.
protocols this week have seen new holders. I hope a few of them are from people coming from outside the ecosystem. I just want to mention, I see Sexy Diamond is in the chat there, is in here listening. I haven't seen him in here before. That's another good guy that we've got coming over into the community, starting to pay some attention. So, that market and wallet, the outreach, Eric's doing a fantastic job in the outreach. And it's just one of the things that we're going to focus on as well. So yeah, it's very important we get new users for all these new protocols because there are so many in the pipeline,
Absolutely, and we're going to come back to this marketing wallet later on. But thanks again for mentioning that. Yes, so we'll come back to that later. We move on to Steve to tell us what he has for us, and after Steve, then Aviator X will give us his update. Great. Okay, Steve, over to you.
Hey guys, how you doing? Great one, Ali. That was awesome. Talking about Blaze and Inferno, it's going really nice. And yeah, so I've got a protocol on TitanX coming up, and it's called Vault. And I had a really good chat with Jake last night, and I did a couple of tweaks. I haven't released a white paper yet, but basically now it's 100% buy and burn with an auction deflationary system. So with Vault, it is. I've made an auction system which has a 10-day distribution period of all the tokens. So unlike, in contrast to Blaze, which has like a supply, the 18 million supply is over 18 years. 18 years. With Vault, 10 days, all tokens are distributed. And after the 10th day, the auction continues, but with the tokens that the buy and burn got. So what happens is all the value coming into Vault is, before I chatted to Jake, I had a big portion going into the rewards and staking, but I've just removed rewards and staking completely. And it's just going to be all into buy and burn. And so 84% of the protocol value, which is everything, because the 16% is going to be 8% to Genesis, and then 8% is going to burn TitanX and Inferno. So the 84% is buying and burning the Vault, buying and burning the Vault token, or buying and building the Vault. So this is, I just explain this. Hopefully you grasp it, because I think this is really cool like innovation. So the buy and burn takes 84% of the value to buy and burn, to buy Vault. Then 50% is just burnt. Then 50% goes into this, back into what I've called the Vault. And after day 10, when all the tokens are distributed, the daily auctions are taken from this Vault. So 20% of the Vault tokens are up for availability in the auction. So that's basic. I hope that makes sense. And the white paper's written. I'll release it soon. But does that make any sense at all? What I just said?
Yes, and you did provide a summary in chat, as in the Telegram group as well. But of course, the white paper will be really helpful. The fact that you have reworked it, now you've removed the staking function and kind of relying on the buy and burn function to do pretty much everything, it seems. This is pretty much going to be driven by the buy and burn function. The fact that you've got an auction system there is good as well. But it would be good to, I think, over communicate what's going on than anything else, so that the community follows. We will open up for questions once Aviator X finishes his summary, and of course, the community may have questions for you at this stage. But in any event, I think we do expect the white paper as soon as possible. Thanks.
Yeah. One more thing. Thanks to Jake, because he came up with we were chatting last night, and he came up with a really good idea. A lot of it was a really good idea from his end. So, and that's what I ran with. But if you in summary, if you think of Inferno, Vault is like an opposite of Inferno in a way, because instead of infinite potential supply, there's a finite potential supply, with all value going into the buy and burn. So anyway, I'll leave it there, and thanks for the opportunity to share.
Thanks, Steve, and we definitely look forward to you coming back and giving us further updates on this. Now, when are you looking at going live with this with the project or the protocol rather?
The plan is like probably the 21st or the 28th of September. So like I just say towards the end of September, and I'll give a solid date once we go into audits, and then take it from there.
A problem. Not a problem. I think we definitely have a bit of time, sort of four weeks and a little bit to go, it seems. And we look forward to further updates. But thanks for giving us a heads up on what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Aviator X, sorry, were you about to say something? Steve, were you about to say something? Did I cut you off there? Didn't mean to.
Oh, me no. I just said thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks. Great. Okay, Aviator X, over to you.
Hey guys, Dark here. So overall, it was a fantastic week for Aviator X. I spoke to Dude, I spoke to Eric from DragonX, and overall we decided it's a much better approach not to directly burn the TitanX, and instead use the DragonX vault, use the treasury, and start bringing these ecosystems, making them work together like a well-oiled machine. And I think that's everyone's end goal. So yeah, that was a nice little pivot on our side, and I think the communities have definitely received it well. We also released our white paper. So last week during the Sunday Spaces, we hadn't released our white paper. Our white paper has been released, and also we made it very simple to read, especially for people that are not that involved in crypto. I know white papers can tend to get quite intricate and complex. We've gone with a very simple approach, and it was quite very well received. And then our testing went live as well. We've sent out a few first-class tickets for our beta testing, and so far so good. People are absolutely loving it. And just to harp on some of the points that the other guys brought up, is bringing new users into the ecosystem, into TitanX as a whole, and us being more on the gaming side of things, not really the auction/staking side. I think we could be a catalyst for bringing a lot of people into the ecosystem. Our platform has a direct link to Uniswap for people to buy TitanX. So it's not only geared for people that already have TitanX. We make this whole transitioning process super simple, super easy. So yeah, I think it's a great way for us to move forward. And then we submitted our smart contracts as well. So just pending on the outcome of that that will kind of indicate our launch date. And then also created some great memes for the community. I think memes are a phenomenal way to, it's a phenomenal and very simple marketing tool. And, you know, if you can make those relatable, they can spread like wildfire. So that's essentially how our week's gone. And yeah, Mike, I'll reach out to you most likely in the next day or two to chat about us setting up an interview with you. Because yeah, I think that's probably the next biggest step for us. And then if you guys aren't on our Telegram yet, please feel free to join. I'll post the link in the chat now. We might do one or two more rounds of testing. So if this is something that's up your alley, come see what we're about and hop on our Telegram. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, AviatorX. That's a nice short and sweet summary, but there's a lot going on. So I would like to reiterate Dark's invite. So Dark is the founder of AviatorX, but I would like to reiterate his invite to all to join the Telegram group and to follow and see what's going on there. Now the floor is open. Any questions, please feel free to ask. There are 3 hosts here today, and reason being that, you know, we can bring up as many people as you know, possible to engage. And so we've got our founders here, and really the floor is open for any questions that anyone may have. I think whilst we're waiting, and still on the topic of founders, I just want to mention this for those of us who are thinking of you know, founding a project, or of course building a project, just to remember that what we see that is being built and that has been built on the TitanX on the TitanX protocol or within the ecosystem, were all paid for out of pocket by the relevant founders and builders. And so if we're new here, I think, and we're looking at founding a project, I think we need to kind of recognize the ethos of TitanX within the wider ecosystem, wider crypto ecosystem. I think Jake posted a few tweets during the week, which emphasizes this. And so if we're looking at building, there's certain boxes that need to be ticked, and that will save everyone's time. I think, you know, we have to build in order to and utilize either, sorry, I've got to take a step back here. So if we are to build, we're going to have to look at either burning or locking up TitanX in some way, directly or indirectly. We've got to be pairing in terms of the pools. It's got to be with TitanX or a TitanX ecosystem protocol. And that's really in order for us to continue to grow the community and grow the protocol. I think it has been re-emphasized over and over again what we're trying to do here. What we have on top of TitanX is a web of protocols, all working together to push TitanX into this hyper deflationary environment. So within that context, if one's protocol contributes to that, then yes, of course, the community would come behind that protocol and help push it. What we don't want is a protocol that simply extracts and doesn't give anything substantive to the entire ecosystem. So let's remember that in addition to that, There's no ICO, no IDO. I've mentioned building within the TitanX ecosystem that our builders build out of pocket. But we've got to understand this is definitely not charity at all. This is in effect aligning incentives so that the bad behavior we've seen within the overall crypto ecosystem is pretty much weeded out. And so what you have is incentives being aligned. We want to journey with our builders, building highly beneficial protocols that will benefit the builders as well as the community. What you have, often is this, that founders, builders raise funds through these ICOs, IDOs, or sacrifice methods. Once funds are raised, they simply take the funds and hardly engage with community, deliver a substandard protocol, do not engage in building it up. They don't provide liquidity, they don't provide marketing for it, and they leave their community members with a bunch of worthless tokens. I don't need to give examples. I think those of us who've been here would be able to point at several without even any effort. Several examples. Now, that is definitely not what TitanX is about. We're completely different here. And whatever guardrails that you have, or that you may see here, is not. It is actually for the benefit of the community. And so I would suggest, as new builders, work with us, please, and just to make sure that we are able to build protocols that we are proud of, protocols that benefit the community. I must say, we must kind of bear in mind that building a business, if we look at building a business as an example, most businesses that start up actually fail within the first 2 years, 5 years. The stats even go much lower. And that is even when you're giving it the very best. Now, when you are looking at the scenario that I just painted, where your founders just simply take the entire funds out of the system and leave the community with a bunch of worthless tokens, I mean, these founders are not even giving their projects the chance to succeed. And they're actually hurting a lot of people in the process. I think what we've seen within TitanX ecosystem, what we've seen in terms of price action, we've seen the sort of builders that are building here. It's all down to the principles that TitanX ecosystem has adopted. The ethos of the TitanX ecosystem is really what's driving this. We want to maintain that spirit. Over this last week, there have been at least 2 projects, or 2 protocols. I was contacted, of course, as well. And just to cut a long story short, the protocol that contacted me really wasn't aligning with the TitanX ethos. I mean, from trying to raise funds through an IDO to, it was completely not aligned with what we do within the TitanX ecosystem. And I think we can avoid these discussions if we take the time to understand exactly what this ecosystem is about. The success that's been built up here has taken work. It's taken work. And I think Mike said earlier, in addition to the work that our builders do, we're in here week in, week out. We have not missed a single week. And we intend to continue to drive this forward throughout this year and well into next year. So there's a culture that's being built here, and we intend to maintain it. And so I think I'd really want to kind of round up by saying this. And of course, please, if you want to say anything, please do raise your hand, and we'd like to bring you up. But for our new joiners and for those of us who have been here, the culture here really is one of being respectful to each other. And of course, that applies to the entire TitanX ecosystem. And so I mean, in our Telegram groups, on X. I mean, let's do our best to be, of course, respectful to each other. That is part of what we are about. That's our DNA. I do. There's one particular, we do have. Just to mention this, even if, I mean, we have sort of community members who sort of either took a break or walked away, whatever it may be, who are contributing. Please, I mean, we've got to show respect to everyone here, and that would be really most appreciated. So great. I think we've got a speaker. Shiz, over to you.
Plan A? Yeah, thank you.
Hello. Good.
All right, so thank you, Plan A. You're killing it, and props to you, Mike Dean. I really love TitanX Hub, and portfolio is sticky. And I was one of those people that DM'd you for premium, and I have to tell you, you were in a ROI battle with Hyperminer because I'm low on ETH and stable coins, and so I was like, all right, and I'm not bringing in new money, but I was going to bring in new money, so I said, all right, $400 or whatever it is in ETH. And so Mike Dean, I didn't do premium this week, so I have to bring in some more money, but I'm going to be there. I'm just letting you know that your service is amazing, man. I love how you think about data, and yeah, it's incredibly valuable. And I know that when I invest in the deep data that's going to come out on your platform, it's going to really help me. So I appreciate that a lot. So it's a really good tool already. Yeah, dude, and Helios, I love to hear that you're building element 280. That sounds really cool. I guess my question is, like, as a strong Helios holder and miner, like, what are the ways to use Helios? Like, I really want to protect my Helios, but I guess the question is there a way to think about it that I'm burning Helios for this NFT project, and what does that look like?
Hey, I my internet's cutting in and out, so I missed a part of that. But
Oh,
the end. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so this new NFT project, it is. I would say it's technically a build on TitanX project. It's really a build on TitanX ecosystem project. But you're not going to need any Helios to participate in this. It's all going to be pulling in liquid TitanX. So yeah, if you got miners coming out, I would definitely encourage you to check out our white paper, which is not out yet. I'm looking. We just got our socials set up. Like I said, we're getting listed on TitanX Hub. I would say within a week we're going to have a lot more information, and I would say next week on the Plan A space, we will be able to give out some more information on how it's going.
Cool, thank you. And if I can, Plan A, a few more little things. So the other thing I'm thinking about right now, at least personally, and how I play this cycle, because I started noticing I've done this before in terms of working, into the pre-froth of a bull cycle. And last bull cycle, I was in dual composition of Hex and Luna. So I had chosen Hex and Luna, and I was doing really well, and I was part of two communities, and they each had their things. But I decided by the end that I really need to focus my energy on one ecosystem. So I was very fortunate that I pulled my Luna bag, most of my looning bag, out before the fall and put it into the Hex, mostly into Hex, but also then into Pulse Chain, Sacrifice, and PulseX. And so, but the point here is, at least for me, and I suspect this is for other people too, so I don't want to speak for anybody, like a matter of really bearing down and focusing on a personal strategy for this bull cycle, I think is really important. And so I'm really keeping track now. I'm not overextending myself. I'm really focused on core foundational, protocols in the build on TitanX ecosystem. And so for me, that means anything that Jake is doing, I'm just following, because that's sort of that's what I decide to do, right? And so there's that. And then what Eric and DragonX proved early on is that they solved a real problem, and he took a lot of arrows and he took a lot of heat, and I really respect how he dealt with it. And I actually thought about it. I thought, DragonX is a core foundational piece. And so I was fortunate because I listened to Eric and I listened to Jake. And so and then Helios is, I sensed also that Helios, with its the ethic of collective effort, and all tide lifts all boats, and the treasury and the long-term attitude and the slow burn, and it's not this crazy hype cycle. It's just it's still very early, but there's a long game there. And so Helios and DragonX, that treasury, so the treasury of Helios and the DragonX vault are fundamental, infrastructure pieces that I love to see other projects connecting to, because once you understand the ecosystem, this is really powerful. And so that's one thing. And then the other thing is, so the Blaze team, I think, is really quietly killing it. I think that anybody that has really been following, and I'm very quiet there, mostly because it's like Blaze is not a. I looked for deals on that auction, and I saw some, and it's a really good way to get in quietly to a really limited supply token that eventually I think will be very scarce and is at the center of the the Blaze ecosystem, which is built on TitanX. So that, I think you guys are killing it. I think that, I think it's all good. And so just want to send a shout out to the whole freaking, so the culture that Jake said, and that I think was really important, I think is getting more positive. And I think right now it's really about opening up this community to new people and helping new people to understand where the good opportunities are. Because the opportunities that we had October 28th, when I first got in, and I feel very fortunate that I did, are that it's not that same opportunity. And so it's our job, I think, to educate people in the know who know what's going on, to educate simply for new people. Anyway, peace out, y'all. Thanks.
Great, thanks, Etches. Well said. And there's a lot to unpack there. Aviator X, you have your hand up.
Just a tip, because I've seen this happen to quite a few projects lately, and it's probably going to continue happening, is be very careful with creating the new accounts. I gave, what's that new, one of the new projects also got suspended. And I think the best thing to do with the new account is don't get verified, don't run the ad manager, just try grow your following organically. Because obviously Twitter is trying to cut down on the amount of bots, and this does affect new accounts. And also new accounts, if you create an account and you follow people, those people will not see that you followed them. These are all the mechanisms that Twitter's put in place to reduce bot accounts. So don't worry, you aren't blacklisted. That is just what Twitter's currently doing. But yeah, stay away from being verified and being the ads manager. Those are the quickest ways to get your account suspended. And also, when you appeal, the appeals process is handled by bots. And guys say that can take upwards to 6 months. So just tread carefully with new accounts. That would be my advice to guys trying to set up their socials.
Great. Thanks a lot, IVTX. Again, that's really important information. I think Amit has actually sent a request to come up and speak, and I've accepted it twice, but I'm not seeing him.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, can hear you. Can hear you now.
Great. Yeah. I dropped off earlier and came back on again. Thanks for having me up. Aviator X, thanks for mentioning that. A few things happened over the last week with my Twitter account that I couldn't figure out, and that just answered all my questions. So cheers to that. So what I want to say in the spaces today is to the new users or new members of our community, if they're here, anybody. I've been mining TitanX almost since the beginning. So I started in November last year. I was lucky to have chosen 50% of my portfolio, and I decided to use half of my portfolio to mine. I did short-term and long-term, so I got miners coming out right now and into the next couple of months. So I feel very, very fortunate that I made that decision. But my point is, if you are here now and you see this ecosystem growing and you like it because of the community and all the different opportunities, you are not late. So you don't necessarily have to start a miner. It would be a good idea to start a few long-term miners right now, just because the bull market, in my opinion, is still going to be around in 4 to 6 months. You're going to want to take advantage of those miners in about 5-6 months. But if you want to participate, or you're feeling a little bit of FOMO on some of these protocols that are coming out, and you see some of these projects that have done 5-10x over the last 30 days, you're not late. The price of TitanX right now is still very, very low. If you were to take a little bit of capital, purchase off the market, and dollar cost average into different protocols over the next 30 days and hold for a time, I believe that would be one of the best plays. My personal opinion, you don't have to do this. Other people are doing different things. This is for more geared towards somebody that is entering the TitanX ecosystem right now, and you are really excited about participating in some of these protocols. Buy some liquid. Don't use it all up at the same time. Wait for protocols to come out. I think in the next 30 days, we're going to see a lot of that happening. And it's an excellent way to use TitanX as a leverage play on these protocols that are coming out. So I just wanted to say that for anybody who feels that they are out and they can't get in because everything's gone up 5x. Cheers.
Amit, thank you so much for saying that. The great thing about the design of this system is that even if you join a year after the launch of the underlying protocol, being the TitanX protocol here, that there are opportunities for you to get in and do really well. And I don't think I'm even capturing the essence of the point that I'm trying to make the way I'd love to do it. But the fact is, there's always an opportunity for a great start within this ecosystem, unlike some other ecosystems where if you've missed the boat, you've missed the boat. Within the TitanX ecosystem, the boat keeps coming back to the harbor to pick up new passengers, and and you can engage on a really beautiful travel here. So we've heard from Aviator X, we've heard from Steve DeFi, and I think I see that Utah Crypto is here, just that Mike was looking for you earlier. But the fact is, you have our founders who are building protocols that are going to launch within the next few weeks, present us the opportunity that we, those of us who were here a year ago, those opportunities are being presented again, if you like. And what Amit mentioned here, which should resonate, is that you, depending on how you play it, you can actually gain quite a lot in terms of the underlying protocol being TitanX, the TitanX tokens. So if you say, for instance, let us look at you could say DragonX or Baby DragonX. You take a look at Anhelius, and you take a look at see what the X's, these protocols have done over the last few weeks or the last couple of weeks, and you realize that you could pretty much get multiples of what you would have been able to get in terms of TitanX tokens just by exchanging these built on TitanX protocols with TitanX itself. So I think the exchange rate now is from what used to be a 1-to-1 DragonX TitanX exchange, now is, and I would have to check, but I checked earlier today, I think is about 6.5 TitanX tokens to 1 DragonX. And when you look at Baby DragonX, it's almost double that, I believe. So long and short of it, there are protocols here that you can look at and really do well. Again, it's not financial advice, but let's look at it this way. You look at meme coins elsewhere, they're based on nothing. No function, nothing. And we know a lot of those end up being so-called rug pulled, which is a euphemism for, the founder or the team pretty much taking the funds or stealing the funds of those who put their funds in their project. With TitanX, your meme coins have a function. And that is why you see, I think Ali talked about the Inferno protocol, which is a meme coin. Baby DragonX is a meme coin as well. And of course, there are others in the pipeline. But within the TitanX ecosystem, and this is the point I'm trying to make here, even meme coins have a function. And that is, of course, as stated earlier, just for those of us who probably were not here, it's pushing the underlying, the base currency here being TitanX, pushing it into this, deflationary environment. So it shouldn't be a surprise with a community that is as tight-knit as we have here, really engaged. And I was thinking about this today. I've got to put it this way, that this is probably the first successful crypto cooperative that there is. If there's any other one, please let me know. But the community is engaged, the founders are engaged, and the culture here is just excellent. So I think I don't want to overemphasize that point, but Amit, thanks again. You got me going there. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on and allowing me to just say my piece. I think it helps people that are new, and it also gives other people an opportunity to just see somebody else's point of view that is already in the ecosystem. I think that is huge. It's really important. That's why I'm on X, to be honest with you. I don't like X. I don't like social media whatsoever. Can't stand it. But the reason why I'm on X, and I have been for 1 year, ever since TitanX started, I started my account. And the only reason I like X is because I get to see, read, hear all these different community members doing things that are not associated to the, I guess you would call it the traditional meme coin environment. I cannot stand. I was in it. I was in it from February of this year until May. I pivoted from. I have my holdings, obviously, in Hex ecosystem and in TitanX, so half. And what I did was I took 20% of my portfolio and I took the plunge and I went to the meme coin space. At first, it was amazing because everything was pumping. You could have thrown $100 at something and you'd come out with 1,000. That's the environment that I got into. Problem is, my headspace was wrong. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't understand how the tokenomics worked and how VCs worked and how project launches, and they sell 50% of their tokens to people that you will never see and you don't hear about it. And as soon as you buy and you put your capital in, they pull, right? They pull their liquidity. Doesn't mean it gets rugged. They pull a lot of money out and you see that investment do what it's supposed to do. So I'm so lucky that I made some money. I reinvested that back into the TitanX ecosystem early, back in February, March. I made more miners, like I said, and I got out of that meme coin space. And I'm glad that you said that, Plan A, because where I realized the difference between TitanX meme coins, which there's 3, right? JakeX, Baby DragonX, and Inferno. Those 3 coins, I was trying to figure out how can I send a message to the X community, allowing them to understand the difference between these meme coins. And the one major difference that I fully understand now is if you buy meme coins on TitanX, there's obviously a risk in every crypto that you buy, but if you buy, which I did, I purchased all 3 of these. And over time, I was able to sell that meme coin back into the liquidity pool of TitanX. And when you see the ratio that you get back in the underlying project, which is TitanX, that's the underlying, that's what runs the whole thing. That's what really opened my eyes. And if you look at any other meme coin in the crypto space right now, it does not do that. If you bought a crypto coin on Ethereum, anyone, it doesn't matter which one it is, and hold it for 3 months, when you sell it back into Ethereum, you're not getting more Ethereum back. There is no leverage play there whatsoever. Anyways, I wanted to share that, and that's what, it's exciting to learn different things from different people, especially these posts that come out from our community. I can name 50 people that actually think before they post, and it's fantastic information, especially for new investors like myself.
Thank you. Thanks, Amit. A lot could be said about where we are, but those who know definitely know. And if one is new here, please keep attending these spaces. Listen to the live streams. You can get a lot from there. Read the white papers, but there's only that much we can squeeze in an hour and a half or so of these spaces. Take the opportunity to come up and ask questions. I think we will definitely love to respond, but a lot is going on within this space. On a macro level, TitanX is a hedge against a very inflationary fiat environment. Whichever country you want to pick, you can pick. These governments are battling with currencies that are pretty much losing value, and they can't do anything about it. Really can't do much about it. And I think we can go on into that later on. Now, so in that micro environment where the retention of value within your fiat currencies is simply a losing battle, how do you hedge that risk? Bitcoin has really provided us an option. Of course, gold, we all know what that story is about. But Bitcoin has provided us an alternative to gold. And if there's any doubt left, I think that doubt has gone since the largest asset manager in the world, that's BlackRock, pretty much stated, the CEO of BlackRock pretty much stated the same thing. And so the broader environment beyond crypto see it now. They see that, which a lot of us within this ecosystem who've been here for a few years new, and that is that Bitcoin and the value proposition of Bitcoin, it has a use case within your broader economy or the broader global economy. In an environment of a failing fiat currency, this is pretty much your hedge. And it's within that context that we must place TitanX. There's room for more than one Bitcoin. There's room for more than one digital store of value. All of this is just an experiment, of course. But so far, so good with TitanX. We're now almost a year in. And this journey, we've all experienced it together, ups and downs and so on. And we're almost not coming to we can see light at the end of the tunnel. All the data that's been generated over the last 10 months is there for us to reference. This experiment has a good chance of working. It might be a bit premature to say that, but I think 10 months in, there has been a lot that has been achieved. We are actually seeing that which we actually only dreamt of 10 months ago and talked about as if, in a very hypothetical way. We're seeing that materialize in front of us. We've gone through that hyperinflationary phase. The build on TitanX protocols are now a reality. I think the last count, we're looking at anywhere from 15 to 20 protocols being built on TitanX. We're looking at that deflationary environment now becoming a reality with over 5,000 ETH in the TitanX protocol buy and burn. Now, so when I say there's a good chance here for this to succeed, even with all the challenges that, of course, we'll expect ahead of us, it's not going to be, an easy ride. We're going to have to build. We're going to have to innovate. We're going to have to find your killer apps, your super apps, if you like, on TitanX. But long or short of it, so far, so good. And I don't think that we can argue with that. So for those of us who are new, please do get engaged. We can't squeeze in or discuss every aspect of this protocol. It's grown really beyond where we started. So yeah, any questions, please come and ask. Now, can I just touch upon, before we round up, I'd like to say the marketing wallet that Mike talked about is definitely a great idea. It was touched upon earlier on. Now, can you imagine if we have about 100 to 200,000 USD in that wallet to go to market once we hit the hyper deflationary phase and engage a professional marketing firm, engage with them as we always would do, and get them to do this marketing in a professional way in addition to what we are doing. Now, if we have got about 200,000 USD, that would be about 20,000, and we're spending about 20,000 per month on marketing. That will be 10 months of straight marketing in a way that you will struggle to find. I mean, the protocols that you will find doing this level of marketing are in your top 10 or top 20. So there is a lot to do. And this is a fantastic idea. Mike, thanks for talking about the Multisig wallet. I mean, given that I have been, I have raised, definitely as part of a joint effort, raised this marketing question and discussion in the past. I don't want to be a part of I don't want to be part of the Multisig wallet holders. I think it will be a conflict of interest for me. I would like others within the community to hold it. I definitely would continue to drive or be one of the main drivers here. But the Multisig wallet should be held by, trusted members of the community, and we'll drive it. Definitely drive it together. I want to leave this there because we don't have much time before we wrap up. We can address this again next week, in time to come, but for protocols that wish to donate, definitely. That's a great idea. I say, even if if you see the protocols that are building from now going forward, even if you were to say 0.01 to 0.02 to 0.05% go to this marketing wallet of the funds that flow through the protocol, and that it's donated to this marketing wallet, that will be great. But of course, that's down to each protocol to determine what they find is a good amount to donate, or a good percentage. But remember, this will assist the entire protocol. That's each protocol that's building on the TitanX, on the TitanX protocol or within the TitanX ecosystem. Okay, now before we start rounding up, I would like to just give an opportunity. If any of us, if we do have any questions, please feel free. I think we probably have space for one or two before we wrap up. And whilst we're waiting for some, questions, I also want to address a couple of other things here. We're coming up to day 369, which coincides with our first year anniversary. I think Mo and I had a chat during the week, and we're discussing pretty much how to mark this important milestone for TitanX. And so I will say, please watch this space. We would really be encouraging ideas to be shared. I think one idea is, of course, to have a 24-hour stream, just kind of leading up to day 369, or again, our first year anniversary. I think the first year anniversary will be the 28th of October. The day 369 is either the 30th or the 31st of October. But that week is really an important week for us. And I would like us to all just kind of ponder and come up with ideas as to what we would, how we'd like to mark that week. Okay, so let's watch that space. Sorry, for everyone, just please watch the space for more on that. Mike, you did mention and take us through what you've done on the TitanX Hub website. I must say thanks very much personally for the leaderboard. That is really quite good to see how protocols are burning TitanX or staking TitanX or locking up TitanX, or whether TitanX and LP. You've added that row, and that's really, really good for us to see how the various protocols are paired, and the TitanX and LPs as well. So just wanted to mention that, and we probably will take some time and go through that at some point in the future, because it really is interesting. Good. Is there anything else? I think the other thing, probably Bitcoin. Yes, I mean Bitcoin. You have April next year, April next year will be 1 year from halvening, because the halvening occurred this year, April, and we all know the sort of action that occurs. If you look back the last bull cycles, we would 12 months from halvening really has seen significant action on with respect to Bitcoin. And so we're not far off. We'll be well within our deflationary phase when Bitcoin, it was sort of 12 months from the halving of Bitcoin, which would be, I think, March, April next year. And so really, really looking forward to the months to come. Okay, on that note, I think I want to start wrapping up now. I would say, Mike, over to you, and then our builders, Dude, James, Ali, please give us your final remarks as well. Okay, Mike, over to you.
So, hey, So I just want to say, yeah, thank you very much for being here every Sunday. So hopefully you got some information regarding all the projects building up and all the things which are coming up in the future. There are going to be some projects which I'm going to be updating tonight on TitanXsub.com. I actually just updated the new Twitter account for Baby DragonX because I think that has been, the old one was lost. So I've just updated that one on Titanic Sub. Titanic Sub. There's gonna be more tonight. I did receive some information regarding, if I'm not mistaken, now already 3 projects. So this is what I'm gonna do just right after this call. And just all in all, what I want to say is definitely TitanX acts like an L1, which you can build upon, but without the overhead of running a real L1. So for now, obviously, it's just on Ethereum, but with X28, we'll further that one to all the chains, essentially. So I'm really looking forward for that. And the good thing about it, it's we can include all the future narrative which will come. I mean, we have the memes in the ecosystem, we've got the NFTs, and soon probably also going to be some infrastructure stuff as well. Which, so I've been listening and also thinking about how we can further some of these other stuff as well. And regarding the marketing wallet, yes, I will create that one, and I will see then who part of the people who can hold some of the keys, so that there can be more distribution of the keys, so that we can just get it going. And definitely plan A, I think you have that Telegram group, so it will be great if you can post that Telegram group as well, so people who have ideas regarding the marketing to actually join that group and probably start discussing regarding how we can deal with that. I think we had one marketing call. There was a guy in that group who did a call, so perhaps that could be something which we could do it again. And definitely post that Telegram group, and I can also potentially add it on TitanX Sub. I will have to see where potentially that would be, somewhere where I could add it, but nevertheless, I think just let me know once you post it. I can then retweet it, and people can join that group and potentially see how we can deal with the marketing front. And another thing which I would just like to mention to all the founders who join here every Sunday is prepare your elevator pitch. There is going to be more and more builders coming up on Sundays, and you want to be you want to have your elevator pitch short and straight to the point. People have very short focus span, and you want to get your point very effectively so that people grasp your idea as soon as possible. Yes, sure, there's going to be interviews and so forth, but I think here, especially on Sunday, there is a lot of people who are joining, and they want to get we might have to introduce some 1 minute or 2 minute update for all the founders or new founders, because otherwise it's going to spiral out of control when there's so many people speaking. So I would just encourage all the founders to prepare the elevator pitch so that they can get straight to the point. Yes, I know there are some people who can speak very effectively, but some people don't. So just prepare, write things down, and then you can just go through your elevator pitch. And I think that will really be helpful for everybody and for yourself as well, because you're a builder and you want people to understand your project, and for them understanding it better, they will just be able to maybe join the group or Telegram and hear more about it. Anyway, that's pretty much from me. Thank everybody listening in from the YouTube. On your way out, spank that like button. Thank you, and see you next week.
Great, dude. Over to you.
Yeah. All right. Just Element 280. I'm super excited about this next project. I think the community will be excited about it as well. Keep your eye out on the socials. It's officially listed on TitanX Hub. A couple more things that we'll be adding through the week, so keep your eyes on that. Also, I think next week we're going to start a very fun drinking game. Every time Plan A says long and short of it, we all drink, and I think we'll have a great time. we'll catch you guys next week, and have a great one.
Great, thanks, dude. That's funny. Long and short of it. James, over to you.
Well, I'm going to keep it short. I usually say everything I want to at the beginning and have nothing left, but we definitely welcome. I think we hit 250 wallets in Baby DragonX. We only had about 60, 55, 60 at mint. Then we went up to 80, and we went to 100 and 150 and 200. So we just are right around that 250 mark. We'd love to get more and more holders in Baby DragonX and hear your voice. And if you love one of the other protocols, grab yourself some Baby DragonX, and then feel free to propose something that we can do with grant funds or the future rewards. By the way, the future rewards is just under $200,000. It's all pure BDX right now. We haven't converted any of it. So there's a lot of funds in the kitty that we're going to be able to utilize. So stop over, grab a little bit of Baby DragonX, and join the party. Thanks all.
Ali, your turn.
Yeah, I'm definitely up for that drinking game. So you may not say long and short of it too many times next week, or I'll be sitting slumped in the corner somewhere. But yeah, good suggestion, dude. Yeah, great spaces today. Great content. Great discussions. Just like to say thanks again for everybody that participated in any of our projects this last week. Yeah, weekly blaze. We've got the builder stream here on Tuesday night. I just want to reiterate, we've got Jake's coming back on. We've got Dude, James. There's a few others as well. We'll be posting on Twitter and in the Telegrams just who's coming on all the times, all that stuff. But I'd also like to invite any community members that would be interested in popping on the live stream, getting on camera. Come on the live stream, not to take part in the whole discussion, but just to come on and ask questions. If you have a question for any founders, you'll have the opportunity. I'd love to give you the opportunity to come on and speak to the founders face to face. It's nice to get some community members more recognized by the community as well. So just if anybody is interested in doing that, any other builders want to come on as well, feel free to reach out to me in DMs on Twitter or Telegram. And yeah, that's it. Just reach out and we can make the Tuesday night stream a fun thing for everybody involved, founders, community members, everyone. So yeah, thanks very much, and reach out to me in DMs if you're interested in coming on the stream.
Thanks, Ali. You do get me hyped, to be honest. So really,
that's the only thing I'm good at. That's why I'm on the team, because all the smart guys do all the smart stuff, and I just chat.
You're being very modest. I think you guys have built out. You should be really proud of what you guys have done with Blaze, and so great. Thanks for all you do as well. Now,
yeah,
I must say,
it'd be good to get some of the community members on the stream. It'd be really fun, even for me, just to get a chat with people, and get to know them a little bit better. It's nice asking these questions. Face to face is also lovely as well. Yes,
completely agree. We've got two community members up who've raised their hands and would like to say something. I would really beg that we all please, hold on for a few more minutes, if at all possible. Let's hear them out, and we'll wrap up really shortly after. So, Richie B, you go first, and then Johnny. So after Richie, Johnny.
Thanks. Can you hear me, Plenty?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to say great job for everybody doing everything they've done. And Ali, Josh, a lot of people out there, Dude, doing their thing for the build on TitanX. And it's really significant, the work that they're doing. And TitanX is, going to be something this cycle that is going to surprise some and maybe not others. It's very well placed and set to excel in this cycle. And I think one of the most important things is, as a community, quote unquote, many people maybe don't have families, or I don't know, maybe they do, but community is acceptance and working together for a common good. It's not about personalities. It's not about any of these things. And I've been tweeting about this. And I think it's really important that we become the system of unity and the system of acceptance and tolerance to a degree. And we're going to build a community when you are welcoming and people feel welcome to be there. I was in day one Hex, and many people know this, right? I took a lot of shit for it. Matic, and I've tweeted about this, and they said no one knew what a layer 2 solution was and what it meant, but I understood it. My wife's a software developer, and I've been involved in crypto for a very long time, and I knew Matic was going to do something special. And I knew Hex too. And personalities, I didn't like Richard. I've been over this, his personality. And this is not about personalities. This is about success. This is about your wealth, your financial well-being, and your future for yourself and your family. And we need to work together to that common goal. And the reason why I bring up these things, I'm not here to bullshit anybody. You know, I made a lot of money, and I'm very astute on money flow, market conditions, and all of these kinds of things. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm sending a warning out to people, or compelling people to understand where we're at in the cycle and what TitanX is. And it doesn't matter if you like me or I like you. I mean, it does. We get along. But understand, TitanX is going to print millionaires if you don't understand that. That's not hyperbole, and it's not, you know, some crazy talk. Okay, if you understand the buy and burn, you understand it doesn't take anyone to do a damn thing. There's enough money there as far as buy pressure that once we become deflationary, it's going to skyrocket. And there's a buy coming from DragonX, right? And there's a lot of stuff happening here that you can't see on the surface if you're a surface level. There's a lot of smart people out there. And I'm talking to Hex, I'm talking to Zen, I'm talking to the RH people, I'm talking to Pulse Chain right now. I'm talking to the whales that have reached out to me from Algorand, from Cardano, from ICP, and I've had contact with these whales. And these people are smart, and just people that are smart, I'm speaking to especially that are in this thing. There is an opportunity here. This point right here, if you put $1,000 in Hex, you would have $500,000. And I'm just telling you, man, there's a lot going on. I hope you hear what I'm saying. Look through my tweets, and the opportunity exists that you are searching for. It's not a scam. It's not going away, and it's going to grow, and it's going to blow people's minds. So those are my two messages to people. And I've been around here since day one, Hex day one, Matic early, Bitcoin, I know, okay? And I hope we can work together for a common good to bring about everything that people are searching for. And I do give credit to the people who have been here in the trenches all that time. Okay, Plan A, Mike, all that. I told people from day one, 280-day miners, 280-day miners. I said it over and over while people were getting rich, quote unquote, or making their money on their short-term mints and all this shit. And I told people, 280-day miners, I told you I was making them every day. And I wasn't joking. And now I have a big bag, real big. And I'm telling you now, it's only a few X's from the bottom. And the opportunity is here, and objectively look at it. And those are my messages. Work together. Let's work together. There's nothing, you know, people were in the trench, people were builders, and they build. And that's what you should be doing during a bear market. You know, and the other people in the community that are quote unquote OGs, you're no better than someone else because you were here all that time. That said too. Okay. And I made 280-day miners. I walked away because it made no sense for me to sit here. I went and traveled the world, bro. And so we all do what we do, and we need to be careful projecting some bullshit off on other people. We all do what we do. We're here now. The smart people are buying, and you know, unity, working together, and understand the season that you're in. And that's what I got to say. Love y'all.
Thanks, Richie. Love you too. Those are wise words. I think this needs to be replayed over and over again. Thank you. Johnny, over to you.
Yeah, hey everybody. Well said there, Richie. I've seen your tweets since you've been back, and just know that the way that you elaborate and the way that you can articulate a lot of your words, they're very for the normal person. They see it, and you've got a way that can transmit to a lot of different people. So keep up the good work. Plan A and Mike Dean, like Richie was mentioning that you guys have been in the trenches and the builders have been building and they're on every week, and thank you for all this. And it's nice, I've been here since day one, not every week, mind you, but just to see how this is all coming to fruition. Now, I'll keep this very short. I've got a question. I understand that there's a lot of circulating supply coming out with the TitanX miners, and it's nice to see that we've got a glut of protocols now coming out in September to be able to absorb a lot of this. My question is I hope that, because I know that the builders, they put a lot of time and effort, and then now with the marketing to get this out, I hope that we have that these builders have their day in the sun, and that they coordinate certain dates within the month that these guys can have certain, like, my worry is that maybe you have two protocols coming out and within 2 or 3 days, and they're kind of there's not enough users or capital to go around to give these protocols the light that they deserve. So that's my only, I just hope that obviously it's nice to see all these protocols come out, but at the same time too, it'd be nice if it's spread out a little bit, so that and I'm doing all I can to onboard people. I've got any fresh capital that's coming into this ecosystem. And like Ahmet was mentioning, for new people coming in, the biggest thing is understand these protocols. Mike Dean breaks it exceptionally well with the founders, and then it's a great way to leverage your position and compound. That's all I have to say, and blessed to be part of this community. Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny. Thanks a lot. I think we will probably expand on these topics next session. But Johnny, thanks for those remarks there. Mike, I think the point that Johnny mentioned regarding the launch, sequencing the launch date so that in the most efficient way and for maximum impact is definitely one that it is noted and quite important. So Johnny, thanks again for that. I think for projects that are due to launch, we could go to TitanX Hub and take a look at the dates. But on that note, I see that we're approaching the 2-hour mark, and we're now going to round up. And I just want to say, I think with summer holidays almost over, and that's in most parts of the world, we're gradually preparing for months ahead, as we all know. So I think September to November, we'll see a number of key milestones within the ecosystem. And we're looking forward to success with each of these milestones. Each of these milestones, of course, leading up to the day 369 on our first year anniversary. We need to manage success well. I'd say manage success as well as we managed the challenges that we've had throughout leading up to where we are today. And I'm sure we can do that. So I think I'll just leave us with this and say, I think we can enjoy gearing up for the busy and exciting months ahead. And of course, any contributions that we may have, please understand that no one person has all the answers. And if you have any ideas, that would be most appreciated. And on that note, I will be sharing the link to the marketing Telegram group in here after the call. But now, yes, need to wrap up, and I say thanks again, everyone. Thank you for attending, and see you all next week. And of course, love you all and take care. Have a great week. Bye for now.